The number of trainee teachers have fallen despite £13 million has been spent on recruitment ads. We're going to read into this exclusive for My News, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is REGANELITE here with an exclusive for My News with the headline that the numbers of trainees teachers fallen despite £13 million been spent on recruitment ads. The secondary school recruitment target has been missed in 8 out of the past 9 years despite millions been spent on advertising. So the government has pumped lots of money in recruitment ads to get trainee teachers in. Now, before we obviously read into the article, my first initial thoughts is, well, might this have something to do with the pay? Because as we guys know, we've had some teacher strikes last year taking place. We've had schools not being able to have some of the basic essential needs for the children. There have been times where a lot of state schools just simply have not had enough money, and teachers want to make a difference. They want to teach. Not just to teach children, but they want to make a difference to their lives. You know, the vast majority of teachers, I will put it that way. They want to make a difference. They want to have that impact on them at a young age so that they can go on to aspire to be something, don't they? That's something that they want to do. Now, if they aren't getting what I would call at least a fair pay, and the schools are not getting sufficient budgets that they need, how can they deliver that for the children? Because the last 13 years of Tory austerity have no doubt in my opinion, played a role in this. That it doesn't matter how much money you throw on recruitment ads. If you're not prepared to put, you may be willing to spend money on the ads, but if you're not prepared as a government to put your hand in your pocket to ensure that the best is given to state schools, you're not prepared to bring in the best, recruit and build the best teachers here, where is the incentive for people to come and be a part of our education system to help them? You know, you want to incentivize teachers to join and make that difference, and where is that incentive is the question that I ask you. And many people may be watching, maybe teachers themselves, and perhaps maybe they will have a better answer than me. And if you do, please share them in the comments down below, because I'm curious to know. But you have to incentivize people to be a part of it, and I think that's also a key thing. Yes, people out there do want to become teachers. There's no question that there are people out there who want to be a teacher, but do they want to be a teacher in the United Kingdom right now, given everything that is going on? I think that's a fair question that needs to be asked. So the number of trainee teachers has fallen despite the government spending almost double on recruitment adverts since 2015. In the 2022-2023, the Department of Education spent more than £13 million on job advertisements for trainee teachers. But the number of new entrants for the initial teacher training, that's the ITT, at the end of that spending period fell by 5%. This comes after a fall of 20% in the previous year. The 2015-2016, the amount spent on teachers in training ads were just under £7 million annually, which soared to more than £12 million a year on average up until 2022. Last year, it increased again by almost £500,000 to more than £13 million. The government data shows, however, that the secondary school recruitment targets has been missed by 8 out of the past 9 years. That's a concern. 8 out of the past 9 years. Why is that? Maths teacher recruitment has shown a sharp decline, with just 63% of the ITT target reached, a fall of 25%. Almost all subjects recruited by fewer teachers this year, with physical recruiting just 17% of the teachers needed. That's really bad. All subjects, guys. We're talking about all subjects here. Design and technology, modern foreign languages and computers are all subjects with fewer than 50% of the required teachers. Teaching a second language to children at a young age is really a good thing. You know, that can really make a massive difference to them later in life. Amongst other subjects, of course. Recruitment for secondary school trainee teachers overall was at 50% of what was required last year. The data was revealed in an answer to a parliamentary question tabled by Liberal Democrat Munira Wilson. Industry insiders have referred to the recruitment slowdown in the sector as a crisis, with unions warning teacher shortages will impact education for children. Of course it will. If you're lacking teachers, you're going to lack education. The Lib Dems suggest the figures will make Rishi Sunak's desire to have maths taught to A-teens unworkable, as his government has sharply failed to recruit the teachers necessary. The party is calling for the government to introduce a proper workforce strategy to address the shortage in the sector. Mrs Wilson, the education spokesperson, had said this is a damning indictment of the Conservative government neglect of education in this country. They have turned away from many who have been excellent teachers from the profession through their mismanagement and underfunding. It is little wonder, no matter how much money they throw at trying to attract people to the sector, they cannot shake off their failure to run education in this country properly, which is turning teachers away in their droves. She urged the Education Secretary Gillian Keegan to get a grip and finally bring forward a proper workforce strategy. Without one, we are going to see fewer teachers and worse education for our children, she added. Excuse me. A Department of Education spokesperson argued that there are a record number of teachers in schools. Yeah, but you say that, but I hear that all the time from them. They're saying record investment, record this, record that. How many times have we heard that nonsense from the government? Up by 27,000 since 2010, which has been achieved through a range of initiatives to attract the best candidates into teaching, including the introduction of tax-free bulbosities and scholarships worth up to £30,000, they told the Eye. Last year, we delivered a 6.5% pay award for teachers and brought starting salaries to at least 30,000, which recognised the hard work of teachers and leaders. Is 30,000, guys, a reasonable pay? Reasonable pay for teachers? That's the question I have to ask you. I'm sceptical about. Is that for at least 30,000? It says there. If I'm honest, guys, I'm still very sceptical. You know, for me, where is the incentive for them? Like, they're saying that it has record number of teachers in schools. Well, duh, you've been in power for 13 years. Of course it is. And if our population has been increasing in the last 13 years, of course it was going to go up. You're going to have to put it up, because otherwise, if people weren't getting places in schools, there would have been an uproar. So that makes obvious sense there. Now, they said that up 27,000 since 2010, they're saying, and they have a range of initiatives to attract the best candidates into teaching. Well, I still don't think there's enough being done to incentivise teachers to come into them, despite what they're saying here. And is £30,000 a year a fair salary for teachers, for state teachers? Let me know what you honestly think about that, because I don't know if that's more than enough. I do question whether 30,000 is a fair amount. You know, is that enough? Yeah, for a single teacher in the cost of living crisis, is £30,000 enough a year? Considering the bills that you have to pay these days, I don't think so. You might disagree with me, but I don't think that's enough money. And especially a job that they do should be higher, in my opinion. And the same should be said for NHS workers as well. More needs to be done, guys. More needs to be done. I'm just scrolling, reading up this here. That, you know, that so the future and the future of children here. I've talked before about how we could be losing an entire generation of children due to the fact that private schools have had more investment, being looked at more rather than state schools, and there's been evidence to show that over the last 13 years. And remember, all these toffs, all these people here in government, how many of them have been educated through a state school? How many? I think haven't they all been through a private school, guys? I think that's pretty clear, to say the least. So that goes to show as well. That's another thing to add. And Gillian Keegan, the Education Secretary, she's not the most bright. She's definitely not one of the brightest ones either, guys. I think that's a very important point to make as well. So what do you guys think? £13 million has been spent on recruitment ads. Number of teachers has been falling. But the government are saying they're doing great things. What do you guys honestly think? Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys are thoughts on these numbers so far. Hit the like button, we greatly appreciate it. Share this across social media and hit that bell notification icon so you'll be notified of when I upload another video. And if you want to financially support me, you can do so by buying me a coffee or joining me on Patreon or becoming a YouTube member for just 99p. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.